What's up guys, it's Brohammed here with another war recap. I've still got tons of replays from the weekend war, but we've also had a midweek war this week, and I really wanted to show this attack because I was quite pleased with it. It was myself, a Town Hall 9, against a Town Hall 10 base, albeit a fairly new one. You can see he hasn't maxed out his expos or his wizard towers, and there's a couple of new defences there like that cannon and the archer tower on the left hand side, but still a difficult base because it's never easy to deal with the inferno tower even if it is level 1. So what I brought along is balloons, lava hounds, and then I've got a golem for my kill squad with my king and queen. And the first thing I want to do is get the lure, but I felt that because I brought the golem who would push in towards the centre and get the lure anyway, it wasn't too important to get everything out, so I just brought a couple of giants and a hog there to go inside and get it. Okay, they might not have brought every single troop out, I'm not sure if they did, but it was enough to get me started, and I was pretty sure my heroes would deal with the rest. And then I'm just going to slow it down here because this was a tricky bit. I drop in the golem to protect those wizards to start clearing the trash, and then also my CC, which is going to kill the defensive CC with the standard troops in it, you know, the wizard, 2 witches, 2 barbarians. And then you can see I've created a little gap in the defensive buildings there, in the trash buildings rather, and it's at this point I drop in my queen, and I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've been doing it on my raids. I've been pushing recently, so it's been a good chance to practice. And I've noticed the queen, if you drop her in right in between 2 buildings like I have there, the 2 gold mines, rather than going walkabout, which the king would do, she's going to shoot one, and then the next nearest building is going to be the other gold mine, so she's going to shoot that, and then turn back and shoot whatever's in the centre. I mean, sometimes she would turn back and then shoot the barracks, but eventually she creates a gap and starts to turn in towards the centre. And if I just hold off a few seconds, the builder's hook goes down, and then I'm safe to drop in my king as well, and he's also going to go in towards the centre. And from this point I need to take down that air defence, which is pretty much a given that that's going to happen, and I also need to kill the defensive queen, and obviously she's going to lock on, trigger my heroes and get taken out as well. And then I want to drop in my hounds and balloons as quickly as possible, raging over groups of 4 defences as normal, and also deploying clockwise around the base so that the balloons go into the centre, and I want as many balloons as possible heading towards that inferno tower so I can overwhelm it. And I think having some lava pups pop probably helps with that as well. But yeah, it can only shoot 5 things at once, so all those balloons grouping up on it hasn't really got a chance to survive. And now, to be honest, I was shocked how many balloons survived, so now it was pretty straightforward that I was going to take out the defences, and it was just a case of whether the cleanup would work. And it was there that I was really glad that I deployed quickly with those balloons and lava hounds, because I don't know if you can see, but my king has about 1 point of health left and my queen perhaps 5%, so I think if I hadn't backed them up as quickly as I had, they would have died, and perhaps I wouldn't have been able to take out all the trash buildings quickly enough to get the 100%. But as it was, I supported them and they just survived, so a little bit lucky, but I was still very pleased with the attack. Okay, so next up I want to show Jim's attack. This was one of the attacks I actually got to watch live during the war, and it was a really good one to watch because Jim had spent a while in clan chat beforehand talking about how the attack was going to go down. So it was really interesting to see how well he could pull off his plan, and I've got to say it was probably one of the best executed attacks in terms of sticking to the plan in the whole war, so it was really impressive. One of the main things that got talked about was where were the giant bombs, and I think in the end correctly they were identified as being near the 2 northernmost archer towers and then just below that on the other side of the walls, so not quite a double giant bomb but pretty much a double giant bomb. So just taking a look at the range of the clan castle there, it's kind of obvious that the lure is going to have to be on the northernmost archer towers, and that works quite well because using hogs the lure can bring out the clan castle but also detonate at least 1 double giant bomb on either side, assuming they've been correctly identified, which they were. And then the other thing Jim needs to do is take out the queen. Obviously if you're going to hog a base you need to take out the queen, otherwise she just stands in the centre shooting your hogs and she'll take them out pretty quickly. But then looking around the base there's not a lot of other places for double giant bombs. There could perhaps be some singles, but because the base is quite compact it's going to be easy to cover them and a lot of defences with heals. So here we go, Jim's deploying the hogs first off to get the lure and also correctly identifying those giant bombs and setting them off. So now, I mean there could be 1 double giant bomb spot, but chances are there's only single giant bombs, so it should be fairly easy to keep the hogs healed and keep them up from this point on. Standard clan castle kill, and probably my only criticism, and I say this on a lot of raids, is dropping the king a little bit early so that he tanks the wizards means he loses a lot of his health. Obviously it has no bearing on this attack, it's a 3-star, but it's always a shame to see that happen to the king at the start. You might as well use him just a little bit later, perhaps drop that queen first, let her take out some Clancaster troops and then drop the king. And there you can see he's made a hole in the wall, and that allows the king to go straight in, and because the queen's quite close to the edge, he takes her out easily. And as soon as she goes down, the hogs can go in at the top. There's not really any danger of any bombs up there, so he's just holding off with that heel, being patient, waiting until the point defences pop in the form of the Teslas, and then putting down the 2 heels. And because he's taken out those archer towers on either side, it's been fairly effective at funneling the hogs down the centre, and that's always useful because it means you can more easily cover them all with heels, as you can see he's doing here. And then at this point, really, there isn't much that can stop his hogs. They're just going to go around and take out those last few compacted defences. And in fact, he's got a few extra hogs in the bag as well to send in from the bottom there. And now it's just clean up. So a really good attack, really well executed. Particularly like the way he found those 2 giant bombs to start with. You know, if you can pre-trigger some giant bombs, that's going to be a massive help to a hog attack. And particularly if you can also get the lure with the same hogs, so you're getting 2 for 1 with your hogs, then you might as well always do it. So yeah, a really great attack, and I've been meaning to put this video out for a while, but I struggled to get the commentary down on this one for some reason, but finally nailed it, so there we go, and I'm going to go straight on to commenting on the next war now. So thanks for watching guys, and hopefully back with a new video soon.